Good morning, all. Welcome to online class of EE 306 Process Analysis under KTU. Today, we'll be continuing the discussions on Module 4 Automatic Generation Control. Of this, the first topic, load frequency control, we have discussed in the last session. Today's session will be concentrating on AVR, that is Automatic Voltage Regulator. You know that the generator excitation system maintains the generator voltage and it controls the reactive power flow. The interaction between the voltage and frequency control is weak, so we can do it separately. The sources of reactive power are generators, capacitors, motors, reactors, etc. The voltage profile on a power system can be improved by transformer on-load tap changes, switch capacitors, step voltage regulators, static bar equipments, etc. The primary means of generator reactive power control is the generator excitation control. That is how we can control the reactive power in a generator is simply by the generator excitation control. And that is being done with the help of AVR or automatic voltage regulator. So the role of AVR is to hold the terminal voltage magnitude of a synchronous generator at a specified level. Now we'll see the schematic diagram of a AVR. This is the schematic diagram of an AVR. In this diagram, I could see this is the main generator. This end, it is the bus end or load end. The voltage at the bus is being in, or load end voltage is inputted through the potential transformer here, and this potential transformer out is being compared with the reference voltage, and the error is amplified. There is a power amplifier. This amplified version of that error signal is being given to the exciter field of the main exciter, and the main exciter which actually supplies the generator field. So if an increase is there in the reactive power load of the generator, if an increase in the reactive power load of generator, it is accompanied by a drop in the terminal voltage magnitude. This voltage magnitude is sensed by a potential transformer. This is being rectified and is compared to the DC set point potential, and the amplified error signal controls the exciter field and increases the excited terminal voltage. Thus the generator field current is increased. When the exciter terminal voltage is increased, the exciter generator current is increased, which results in an increase in the generated EMF. Reactive power generation is increased to new equilibrium, raising the terminal voltage to the desired value. That is what is happening in an AVR. Okay, so we'll go in detail to each component of that AVR. So the basically it consists of a main exciter which excites the alternator field to control the output voltage. The exciter field is automatically controlled through the error E, which is equal to V reference minus VT, which is suitably amplified through the voltage and power amplifier. And it is a type 0 system which requires a constant error E for a specified voltage at generator terminals. We'll see the major elements or major components and the transfer functions of the block diagram. First one, potential transformer. It gives a sample of terminal voltage V reference, and the differencing device, it gives V reference minus VT. This error actually initiates the corrective action of adjusting the alternator excitation. Error waveform is suppressed. Carrier modulated. The carrier frequency being the system frequency of 50 Hz. Error amplifier, which demodulates and amplifies the error signal. Its gain is Ka. SCR power amplifier and exciter field. It provides the necessary power amplification to the signal for controlling the exciter field. So assuming the amplifier time constant to be small enough to be neglected, the overall transfer function of these two, means the exciter and amplifier combinedly taken, it will come as Ke by 1 plus S TEF, where TEF is the exciter field time constant. For large alternators, the exciter may be required to supply some megawatts of power, and hence the exciter is a fairly large machine. Modern day exciters are mainly either brushless or static, with a good speed of response and low power rating compared with the older versions. Accordingly, several standard block diagrams are developed by the IEEE working group to represent the excitation system. Alternator. Its field is excited by the main exciter voltage VE. Under no load, it produces a voltage proportional to field current. The no load transfer function is Kg by 1 plus TGF into S, where TGF is the generator field time constant. TGF, generator field time constant. The load causes actually a voltage drop, which is a complex function of direct and quadrature axis currents. This effect is only schematically represented by block GL in the transfer function block diagram. You see that. Next is the stabilizing transformer. This was the stabilizing transformer. This transformer, it is called the stabilizing transformer. TEF and TGF are large enough time constant to impair the system's dynamic response. The dynamic response of a control system can be improved by the internal derivative feedback loop. So the derivative feedback in the system, it is being provided by the stabilizing transformer, excited by the exciter output voltage VE. The output of the stabilizing transformer is fed negatively at the input terminals of the SCR power amplifier. So the transfer function of the stabilizing transformer can be derived as, the secondary is connected at the input terminals of an amplifier. It can be assumed to draw zero current. So the equations can be written as VE is equal to R1 IST plus L1 into DIST by dt, and VST will be equal to M into DIST by dt. So two equations are there. You can take the Laplace transform of two equations, VST of S and VE of S. Taking the ratios of that, so you'll get it as VST of S by VE of S as equal to SM divided by R1 plus L1S. So that can be rearranged to SM by R1 divided by 1 plus S into L1 by R1. So it can be written as S into KST by 1 plus STST, where KST is the gain constant of the stabilizing transformer and TST is the time constant. And the complete transfer function model of this schematic diagram we can obtain with this. This is the VT of S, and it as being VT VRF minus VT, that is the error signal. Ka, we assume that its time constant is 0, so it is being fed to V1 of S, and this is the VE of S, is the exciter voltage. It is being negatively fed back by the help of the stabilizing transformer, and its block scheme is given here, and this V2 of S, which is V1 of S minus VST of S, which is fed to the main exciter, whose block is Ke by 1 plus STEF, and its output is VE of S, which is fed to the main generator, whose transfer function is Kg by 1 plus STG. And this is what is being mentioned there as block GL. No, in alternator, the load causes a voltage drop, which is a complex function of direct and quadrature axis current. The effect is only represented by the block GL. This is actually the no load. It is proportional to this. Okay. So this is it. This load changes are being accommodated here with the help of this block scheme GL. So change in voltage caused by load is being fed into. Okay, this is the transfer function block diagram of the automatic voltage regulator AVR. For this topic, you can refer to Modern Power System Analysis by Nagratan Kothari, Power System Analysis by Hadi Sadat, Power System Analysis by T.K. Nagsarkar and Sukhija.
Thank you.